What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Yesterday is when I saw it. I'm not sure what day it came out. Maybe on Friday. TMZ talked with Sonny Casio. For those of you that need a reminder, Sonny Casio is the protective custody inmate that stabbed protective custody inmate Tory Lanez, the rapper slash R&B singer. When when it first came out that Tory Lanez was stabbed, there were a handful of content creators that came out, and a lot of people in the comment sections, the Mexicans have to pay and it's going to go down. And, there was a lot of platforms that were very irresponsible in the way that they put the story out. From jump, I said, everything about this sounds like a PC yard. In no way, no how, no shape, no form did any of it make any sense or sound anything like a California Department of Corrections general population active yard. Since then, more stuff has come out. Myself and other content creators exposed the fact that Sonny Casio is a weirdo. He was 20 years old when he shot and killed his 13-year-old girlfriend. Yeah, let that sink in. So now, surprisingly to me, I've been out of prison for 8 years. And in those 8 years, a lot of things have obviously changed. When I was in prison, you stabbed somebody, you got minimum 15 months to sit down and do in the shoe. That's going to be your shoe term, right? If it's not your first offense, you got minimum 24 months to sit in the hole. You ain't going to get no phone calls at all. Here we are, a month later, month and a half later? I don't even know. And Sonny Casio is on the phone with TMZ singing like a bird. According to Sonny Casio, him and Tory Lanez were neighbors for 2 years. They were friends. They were eating together. They were drinking together. They were partying together. Again, very obvious signs of what type of yard that was, right? So they were doing all these things together. Somewhere along the way, there was a misunderstanding. There was some miscommunication between the rapper and the weirdo, okay? And Tory Lanez, according to this dude, Sonny Casio, Tory Lanez believed for some reason that his weirdo friend had put a price on his head that if somebody would remove Tory Lanez from the yard through violence, that he would be willing to pay that, right? And Tory Lanez said he put it out there on the yard. Whatever he's offering for me, I'm gonna double it for him. Now, when I tell you this is the weirdest shit I ever heard in my life, two dudes, supposed men, living side by side, trying to pay other dudes to handle business. He's your neighbor. You can get him at any time. Either one of you. Sonny Casio said on TMZ, for the authorities and everybody else, I'm sure he told the cops the same thing he's telling TMZ. He said Tory Lanez offered money and drugs for whoever would whack Sonny. Sonny said that Tory Lanez was talking tough, talking about he'll take the fade or he'll go in Sonny's cell with a knife and we can, knife it up and all this and that. And that in the morning when he came out, Sonny just wanted to know, is everything okay? So he approached Tory Lanez and said, "Are we cool? Are we okay, friend?" This is some Twilight Zone shit, man. I swear. And that Tory Lanez said, "Yeah." And they fist bumped. And Sonny Casio said he went to go back into his cell. And instead of Tory Lanez going to chow, that he was following Sonny Casio into his cell. And he felt very threatened. He didn't feel threatened by supposedly a bag being put on his head and some dope and all that. He didn't feel threatened by Tory Lanez saying, "I'll go up in the cell with you with a knife." None of that threatened him. It was Tory Lanez walking towards him that scared him. And so he said he pulled his knife out and he had his way with him, was throwing him around like a rag doll. He said Tory Lanez was screaming like a bitch. Tory Lanez is not a killer. Tory Lanez, whatever role he was playing on that S&Y yard, maybe he got some Wes Watson delusion, right? And he started thinking that because people wanted to hang around with him because of his fame and notoriety, that he became a tough guy all of a sudden. And unfortunately for Tory Lanez, a weirdo punched holes in him. Luckily, Tory Lanez survived, and he learned a hard lesson. Tory Lanez, if you see this video, understand that your money means nothing. Whoever you were paying to be your friends, they didn't come to help you. They didn't want any parts of that. They wanted to live off you, be around you, and leech off you. Prison is not a place you go to make friends, Tory Lanez. Prison is where you go to do your time, to pay your debt to society, and hopefully learn a lesson along the way. Not that type of lesson, though. Figure out how to better yourself and be a better person when you get out here. Write some music down. Think of a better way to live. I was pretty disgusted by that TMZ thing. No shade to TMZ. They're doing their job. I was disgusted that this dude has just been given a platform to have his voice aired out. For what he's in prison for, nobody should allow his voice anywhere. Take notes, write it down, and then say, "Hey, this is what the guy told me. This is what he said it was over." We shouldn't hear his voice. He don't deserve that. But, it is what it is. Hopefully this is the end of the story as far as this incident, this issue. Do I believe what Sonny Casio was saying? I actually do. I wish I could say that it's self-serving statements, but I guarantee you that's the exact same story he told the cops. Somebody paying to put a price on somebody else's head. These are two guys that didn't really want to do anything, but one of them realized, hey, I might as well take it upon myself. And he knows he's famous. Now he's famous. Supposedly, fans of Megan Thee Stallion have put money on his books. There will be people for the rest of his prison career who will try to help him, who will try to save him, who will think he's a great guy, overlooking the fact that he was a 20-year-old man with a 13-year-old girlfriend, and then he killed her. Weird. But that's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.